Today's video is a must-watch. We're talking about Superman 2025, the highly anticipated film directed by James Gunn. Expectations were sky high. After all, this is the Man of Steel, one of the greatest heroes in pop culture. But when the movie finally hit theaters, a lot of fans walked out thinking the same thing. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. And no, this isn't an exaggeration. Sure, the movie has its strong moments. Some of the effects are impressive, and there are a few emotional scenes. But the sheer amount of plot holes, logical inconsistencies, and straight-up bizarre moments makes it hard to take seriously. It's almost like the writers thought, the audience won't notice. But guess what? We noticed. And today, I'm breaking down the most absurd, nonsensical, and downright hilarious mistakes from a movie that promised a lot but ended up delivering unintentional comedy. So drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and get ready, because today's video is packed with details and slip-ups you probably didn't even catch. Let's start with this. Why do the robots translate Superman's parents' message if everyone on Krypton already speaks the same language? That's like adding subtitles in English for English speakers. And then we get the scene that became a meme even before the movie released. Superman starts walking and suddenly his boots morph into clown shoes. Yes, clown shoes. Fans pointed it out in the trailer, and yet Warner Bros. Never fixed it. Another head scratcher. Superman, the guy who moves at super speed, is somehow getting beat up by a villain who only attacks after receiving commands from Lex Luthor. By the time the command is given, Superman could have ended the fight 3 times over. But nope. He just takes the hits. And what about maturity? How does an all-powerful adult lose his cool like a child just because his girlfriend makes a comment during an interview? If Superman cracks under that kind of pressure, how's he supposed to handle real crises? Speaking of Lex, he discovers the Fortress of Solitude and somehow just assumes his clone can walk up to it and the doors will magically open. He just found the place and suddenly knows how it works? What if there were Kryptonian guards? Cameras? Other superheroes? None of this tracks. And then there's the engineer. Why does she flip her entire body around instead of just turning normally? It looks like a comedy sketch, not a blockbuster. This one's wild, a 30-year-old message with advanced AI robots trying and failing to recover it for decades. But the engineer cracks it in minutes. Seriously, writers? And what about this? Lex unleashes a monster at night, but Superman doesn't show up until the next morning. What was the monster doing all that time? Sleeping? Invisible? Just wandering around? And where were the other heroes? Oh, and the slow-motion child rescue scene. But hold on, where are this kid's parents? Why didn't they get their child out of the danger zone? Oh right, because it looked cinematic. Speaking of absurd, why does Lex use monkeys to simulate people? He couldn't just use bots or computer programs. That would have been cheaper, easier, and way more believable. Then there's the soap opera coincidence. Lex's girlfriend just happens to fall in love with Jimmy Olsen, Clark and Lois's close friend. Way too convenient. And this is laughable. Mr. Incredible storms a base, takes down tons of guards, and yet extras are running around in the middle of the fight, one even trying to attack him with a laptop. If armed guards couldn't stop him, what's a guy with a laptop gonna do? Not to mention all those prisoners in Lex's facility. How do they eat? Use the bathroom? Did the writers forget humans in cages need more care than zoo birds? And when Superman is freed by Metamorpho, instead of destroying the machine with his laser vision, he decides to walk through the device that was holding Krypto, the dog. What if the baby he was carrying got hurt or killed in the process? And then there's the portal that closes right after Superman passes through. Pure lazy suspense writing. Lois Lane suddenly pilots an alien ship like she's been doing it her whole life. I mean, she was a reporter yesterday and now she's an intergalactic pilot? And Lex seriously thinks it's fine for his girlfriend to be taking selfies at every single crime scene he creates? Come on. Even worse, when she finally decides to expose Lex's crimes, instead of whispering or being discreet, she yells it out loud so the guards can easily catch her. And in the war sequence, soldiers literally wait for Green Lantern to arrive before opening fire. Of course, perfect timing for maximum drama. But the biggest contradiction, Superman, the hero who saves squirrels in danger, suddenly kills guards with his heat vision. Even if the laser itself doesn't kill them, The fall from being blasted away definitely does. Then there are the extras who just stand there watching the destruction unfold instead of running for their lives. They're clearly there just to make the scene look epic. And finally, the monkeys running loose through the city. No talk about diseases, panic, or chaos. Nope, everything's fine because the film needed a happy ending. So, what do you think about all these plot holes in Superman 2025? Was it carelessness, rushed writing, or just a lack of effort? Did I miss any other scenes that made no sense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know what you think.